Yeah, you're right.
I think you'll find jealousy is an evil thing, really. And,
toilet.
These pair, I don't think they've won an award for a bit, so obviously they're...
Obviously not. They haven't been personalities for a while, have they?
Well, a long time now.
How do you think the rest of the division saw it? As just a bunch of cloggers coming up, you know,
Probably
to kick their way through the division?
Probably so. I mean,
which is, of course, correct.
Yeah, well, obviously, yeah. They've been proved right, yeah. I mean, yeah, obviously, when you come up from the third division, you're a little bit of an unknown quantity. And teams just don't not plan against us. I mean, every time we beat somebody, normally there's masses and masses of sour grapes afterwards. You know, they were dirty, they were physical, they can't play. But we all seem to end up winning, so we must be doing something right.
I think it's beyond everyone's dreams where we are now. I think get over that final hurdle on Sunday. No one will believe it.
Ian Crocker enjoying lunch with three of the Northampton players. Tommy Widrington and John Ward are my guests this afternoon. And John, you can sense that underneath all the joking, there's a little bit of annoyance amongst the Northampton players that perhaps they are being dismissed in some quarters.
Yeah, there will be. I mean, I cast my mind back to when I was at Watford with Graham Taylor, and we were dismissed as a long ball side. But like the lads there are saying, we went and got in the first division, we came runners up, went to a cup final, and we achieved things. So I say they must be doing some things right, and they're a good side. They've taken 4 points off Bristol City in this season as well, and we've had a decent time of it. They've been a tough team to play against, and people don't particularly like playing against them, and I think that's something that Northampton really deep down they quite enjoy, that nobody enjoys playing against them.
Well, they don't spend much money. They did spend £75,000 on Chris Freestone from Middlesbrough, and he has rewarded them with some important goals. He's a quick, tricky sort of player, isn't he, Tom?
He is. He's an out-and-out striker, really. I mean, obviously Chris felt he was on the fringes at Middlesbrough and it's time for a fresh start. And he's gone to Northampton. He's done ever so well. And like he said in the interview earlier, he couldn't have dreamt of coming to Wembley, you know. So he's got to get a chance to get back up into the division Middlesbrough have left.
And another player who you know a fair bit about is John Gale. I believe you had a bit of a tussle with him in a reserve game some years ago.
Well, it wasn't much of a contest, as you could see. I mean, Mike Tyson would do well to have a contest with Big John, but I was only a very young lad in the Southampton reserves, and he was playing for Wimbledon at the time at Plough Lane, funnily enough. And it was just before half time. I went to ground, and I think he went to step over me, but he accidentally stood on my head, and he did actually knock me out. And old George Horsford, bless his soul, who used to be at the Dell, had to sort of guide me into the dressing room, and I didn't know what day it was. I think I went out second half, but I was in a bit of a daze for a while after.
I'm sure you've forgiven him.
He can do what he wants. The size of him, I'm not going to argue about it. I seen him in the tunnel, and he had a quick word with me, and whatever he says goes.
Okay, let's hear from his manager, Ian Atkins.
Ian, before we talk about today, I saw you here last week playing ahead of the Umbro Trophy. How much did you enjoy that?
Oh, it was brilliant. I mean, especially for the non-league lads as well, you know what I mean? We play every Sunday morning in the Central Warwickshire League. And it was terrific for those, and it was a good experience as well.
Is it one of the regrets, though, of your career that you never played here professionally?
I've been subbed twice, and yeah, I mean, that's the first time I've ever played, and it's like anybody, whatever age you want to be, you always love coming here, and it's a pleasure to play here.
Now, as for Northampton, you're going for your second promotion on the bounce, this on a shoestring budget, which I suppose is after the Cobblers. How'd you do it?
Hard work. Everybody knows we're very well organised, we're very well disciplined, and we keep our shape generally extremely well. And yeah, we might not be everybody's cup of tea, but if everybody had my set of players, they might choose to do it differently, but then they might be bottom of the league.
Yeah,
sorry. All we do is get the best out of what we've got, try them nothing difficult, and make them do nothing difficult, and all perform in a team pattern.
Yeah, you said the victory over Bristol Rovers was down to power football. First of all, what is it? And secondly, are we going to see it again today?
Oh, as I say, it's one of those. We'll see how the game goes. I mean, we can do things. We can either go for it, we can sit behind the ball, and depending on what happens with the game, how the game's flowing, and we'll change accordingly as we can our system.
And you're hoping that last year's Wembley experience will stand you in good stead?
Oh, I hope so, but as I say, when you come out here again, you don't know how people and players are going to react. We've done a lot of work in training of what we want to achieve today, but as I say, once they cross over that white line, sometimes you don't know what to expect, but we're quietly confident.
And honours even in the league, is it going to be a tight one again?
Oh, I think it will. I think, as I say, it was 1-0 down there and Grimsby deserved to win, and I think we're the only side this year to come from a goal behind against Grimsby. We were 1 down at half-time at Sixfields and completely turned the game around second, and we deservedly won. So to say, things like that, if we do go behind, don't bother us, but we won't be down today. We'll be ahead.
Thanks a lot.
No apologies from Ian Atkins, and quite rightly so. Out of the frying pan, into the first. That's what Grimsby's supporters reckon this afternoon. Could be. 68 games, win or bust. We are. Grimsby have played more games than anybody else this season. Have they got it in them to win one more? After 68 games, this is the one they have to win. There's that guy with his hat again. A do hope he keeps it nice and tidy throughout the 90 minutes and someone doesn't splatter it in the celebration or in the misery of defeat. We're back with the whole game after the break.
Summer's heating up, and so is Super League.
Look at this! Breathtaking! Oh, that's brilliant!
It's what everyone's talking about. Join in with the summer game that's on a high. It just gets better and better. So put your hands in the air for the JJB Super League, continuing Monday at 7:30 on Sky Sports 1. And let the boys from Super League entertain you all summer long in association with JJB Sports.
The new United home shirt, as worn by the fans and players of Manchester United. It's not available until May the 19th, but you can order for you and your kids now, direct from Manchester United, and we promise delivery on the launch date. Just call 0161 877 9777. That's 0161 877 9777.
Looking forward to a nice summer? We've got just what your garden needs and at low key season prices.
Parasols, tables, chairs.
Only B&Q has tropical hardwood furniture certified by the FSC.
And we've got loads of barbecues. Charcoal, gas.
This one comes with a side burner for under £100. Smoking.
Get planting.
We've got the compost, the plants.
Petunia, Busy Lizzie, even hanging basket kits.
Find them anywhere locally for less and we'll refund double the difference.
You can do it.
When you're B&Q is.
I put my savings with a bank which gives me a high rate of interest. And where my money is always in easy reach. Standard Life Bank. Opening an account is this easy.
Call 0345 55 56 57 or speak to your independent financial advisor.
Every time you start your car from cold, it takes a while for your engine to get full protection from its oil. Metal grinds against metal. The damage is permanent. Castrol GTX Magnatech works differently. Unique polarized molecules cling like a magnet, dramatically reducing engine wear. For protection from the moment you turn the key, ask your garage for Castrol GTX Magnatech.
Welcome back to Wembley, where we are just minutes away from the start of the second division playoff final between Grimsby Town and Northampton Town. Big crowd here today, Northampton with more supporters, but if the bookies and the experts are right, they're going to need them. John Ward and Tommy Woodrington are with me now. Tommy, I remember saying to you before the Auto Windscreen Shield that it must be a nightmare for an injured player to sit and watch his teammates go out at Wembley, and now you're having to do it for a second time.
It's very difficult indeed. I mean, I knew the prospect of being at Wembley twice this season was apparent, but I had a choice to make towards the end of March whether I had an operation on my back then or I waited till the end of the season, hoping it was going to cure itself. As it was, I felt the decision to get the problem away so it doesn't come back, because I would have hated to have been a bit part player now and then have to miss out the start of next season. So I've had a bit of time to get my head around that, but it's not until now, like I said last time, where they're just coming out, and I think I'm so close to them lads down there. I just want to be in the black and white shirt walking out myself. You know?
I bet you do. I bet you do. 3 years ago, John, your Bristol Rovers side played Huddersfield in the second division playoff final. You lost that, but just take us back to how you were feeling and how Alan Buckley will be feeling as he walks up that tunnel.
Yeah, I think this is the one moment as a manager that you really look forward to and you really enjoy, leading your team out. There are not that many managers able to do that, and to get that, have that occasion for you in your career, then this is something that I think they can savour. Then all the hard work starts, isn't it? You know, all the pressure then of the game and just hoping you win.
Fantastic moment. Ian Atkins and his son Jamie, who's actually leading the Northampton side out. He did that 12 months ago. He didn't want to do it again today, but his dad said, "You've got to, you're our lucky charm." Which is fair enough.
Yeah, it's right. Yeah, it's all superstitions, isn't it? You get loads of those in the game, and whilst you don't want to do things, then something you just have to do, and if he's taking the little lad out, brilliant.
This is better than the Auto Windscreen Shield.
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt. Like we said, both teams have played 46 games in the league, and in retrospect, it means nothing now. That's gone. It doesn't matter how many games you've won, lost, drawn, goals conceded, goals for. It's all out the window now. This is a cup final with a bigger thing at stake, because next season there's another cup final and another cup final. But for these two teams, you know, it's the one chance at this moment in time that they've got to better themselves. And every player in any league he plays wants to better himself. If it's local park football, if it's Vauxhall Conference, you want to be a professional player. And of course, we're in the second division, and Northampton Town lads, they want to become first division footballers.
The form of both sides was poor in the last few weeks of the season, but again, John, that doesn't matter at all now, does it?
No, it doesn't. Nothing matters at all apart from this game. And as Tommy said, everything that's gone before is now down to one match. And as we saw on Friday night, it can rest on a decision, it can rest on a bit of luck, it can rest on an injury. Your best player suddenly has a great day today, or someone strikes a shot from 20 yards and it flies in, where perhaps the rest of the season it's been going over the top. It's just on one game, and the whole sort of careers of people sometimes rest on this kind of thing.
Let's hope it isn't a controversial decision this afternoon that decides this match.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I witnessed both legs of the semi-final in our playoffs, and I felt the referee had an amazing bit part to play in the Fulham game. First of all, he sent off one of the Fulham players, and then he awarded what I felt was a very dubious penalty. And then again in Grimsby, another one of the Fulham lads was sent off, so they could feel a little bit harshly done to, having to play the semi-final with 10 men.
The chief guest today, by the way, is Alistair Dales, who is the Executive Director for Nationwide. And he's being accompanied by David Sheepshanks, the Chairman of the Football League. Ray Warburton, the Northampton captain, doing the introductions. Lots of polite handshakes, but really the players just can't wait to get on with it.
Ray's a really strong player, you know. I had him at York City. I actually gave him a free and he went down to Northampton. We wondered if his career would actually carry on. He had a bit of a back problem up there, but for him to come into Wembley and be playing in there and sort of taking his team out, it's fantastic for him.
And he popped in with a crucial goal, of course, in the playoffs, his first of the season. Paul Groves is the Grimsby skipper. Never short of a word.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I can't praise Grovesy enough. He's not the shouting ball and roll your sleeve up type guy. He's quiet. He goes down around the dressing room having a chat, and he's a talker, but not a shouter and baller like myself. But you know, the boys will just be itching to get away from all this pomp and what have you. Now they want me kicking the ball around, settling their nerves, and get the game underway.
Well, they haven't got long to wait now. By my reckoning, 5 minutes till kick-off. And then all the doubts and all the apprehension can be put to one side, and there'll just be 90 minutes between either Grimsby and Northampton and the First Division, or possibly 120 minutes, and just possibly a penalty shootout as well.
Well, let's hope it doesn't go to penalties, because I mean, the whole season's been about football, and to decide your future on a penalty shootout would, I think, be a travesty of justice. So let's hope it gets sorted out in the 90 minutes.
Well, Paul Groves has appeared in 2 playoff finals before, and both of those did go to penalty shootouts. He lost one, he won the other. He certainly won't want to go through that again. The final handshake is conducted. Everyone is in position, and it's time now for the national anthem.
For the national anthem.
was a rousing rendition. Final word from Tommy and John. Who's going to win? John?
I'm going for Northampton.
Of course, you're going.
Well, of course, I'm going for Grimsby Town.
OK, more from you both at half-time. Let's now join our match commentators, Alan Brazil and Rob Hawthorne.
Wembley then getting to be a habit for Grimsby and Northampton. Northampton's second visit in a year, for Grimsby their second in 5 weeks. And their prompt return to Wembley gives Jack Lester the perfect opportunity to work out his frustration at missing the last slice of glory. 22-year-old Lester was suspended for an unnecessary fifth booking collected against Wrexham in the Auto Windscreen Shield final, but his return at the expense of Darryl Clare is the only change to the side that emerged victorious against Bournemouth. It includes Wayne Burnett, who got Grimsby's golden goal winner that day, and Kevin Donovan, Lee Nogan and Paul Groves, who've all previously scored here in playoff finals.
Yeah, big game. 4-4-2 for Grimsby this afternoon. Aidan Davidson, what a season he's had. 3 clean sheets out of 62 games in goal. From right to left, McDermott, the fullback, the 2 centre-halves of Peter Handyside, Scotland under-21 international, Mark Lever alongside him, and Tony Gallimore, left fullback. Across the midfield, Dave Smith flying up and down the left-hand side. Paul Groves, good leader out there, hard-working midfield player. Alongside him, Wayne Burnett, good passer of the ball, loves to get on the ball. He's a playmaker for Grimsby Town. And just outside him, the right-hand side, Kevin Donovan scored 2 goals against Northampton already this season in league matches. He is vital for this afternoon, vital player. Up front, the youngster Jack Lester, and alongside him, ex-Welsh international, very experienced, Lee Nogan.
A year on from the John Frayne free kick that levered them into this division, Northampton returned with 7 participants that day still in the fold. Some have moved on, others like the influential duo of Roy Hunter and Sean Parrish are injured, but the side has been bolstered by the experience of Northern Ireland international Colin Hill, the midfield drive of James Hunt from Notts County, the attacking flair of Chris Freeston from Middlesbrough, and the presence of Carl Heggs, part of the Swansea side that Northampton defeated here last term.
Yeah, wing-back formation for Northampton Town. Ian Atkins, I think maybe rather unfairly, quoted about the long ball merchants, but what a glory year. Back last year winning the playoff, back again. Wing-backs, Ian Clarkson right-hand side, John Frayne left-hand side. Last-minute goal last year. Sampson, Hill and Ray Warburton. Warburton attacking the ball, the 3 centre-halves. In midfield, Dean Peer, hard-working midfield player. James Hunt, alongside him Carl Heggs. I think this fella got a lot of skill. If he can get the ball to the feet of Carl Heggs, he can produce for the likes of Gale and Freestone. Freestone will actually just play off Big John Gale today, especially the first 20 minutes. But Freestone has to be watched. Quicksilver, whereas Gale, he's a target man.
Well, footballers are notoriously superstitious, and Northampton come here using the same dressing room with their fans at the same end as they were last year, and the one stroke of luck that they couldn't have banked on, the same referee, Terry Heilbron, who awarded the twice taken free kick that eventually led Northampton to victory in that final against Swansea. On both occasions the kick was taken by John Frayne. The second one went in. It was virtually the last kick of the game, and it sent the Northampton fans into obvious raptures. Wayne Burnett's golden goal for Grimsby was the very last kick of the match in the final of the Auto Windscreen Shield 5 weeks ago against Bournemouth. No golden goal in the playoff final. The full 30 minutes of extra time would be played if needed, and then if the game still wasn't settled in that time, it would go to a penalty shootout. But penalties have never been required to separate sides in this division's final. A massive crowd here. It's expected to be the biggest crowd for the playoff final in this division. The previous best just short of 60,000 when John Ward's Bristol Rovers lost here to Huddersfield 3 years ago. But Northampton fans back for their second visit in a year. Not so many Grimsby fans. The fact that it's their second visit here in such a short period of time has clearly taken its toll. But Alan Buckley will hope that despite the fact his supporters are roughly outnumbered 2-1, they can inspire the team to a similar success, even though this is a very different sort of game and a different sort of occasion to the one that they enjoyed against Bournemouth.
Without a doubt, it was great scenes at the end of that match, but Alan Buckley would be under no illusions. This is the big one. He'll understand Northampton are a hard side to break down. And I think Northampton early on are going to play this so tight, Rob. I think they're going to tuck the wing-backs in and really try and stifle the midfield two of Groves and especially Wayne Burnett. You stop them having the ball, they can't get it wide to the danger man Donovan. And Ian Atkins, he's a studier. He'd have watched so many Grimsby tapes. He understands that down the right-hand side, Donovan is a real handful, and Smith down the left-hand side.
Well, it is a great occasion, but whereas Grimsby's last visit here was more of a day out, and in the end it didn't really matter whether you won or lost, it means quite a lot more today. And both sets of supporters recognise that. And they've built up a very fervent atmosphere, as there always tends to be for these occasions. Nothing to choose between them in previous league games. Grimsby have won one, Northampton the other, both when they were at home. But today is an occasion for the players to be fearless and focused on the prospect of First Division football next season. A massive incentive then for Grimsby and Northampton. The playoff zone in the Second Division tighter than in any of the others. 2 points separated all four teams who took part in the playoffs. Grimsby finished a point ahead of Northampton in the final table. But it's Northampton who'll get this match underway. Dean Pear and Chris Freestone over the ball. Terry Heilbron going through the final checks. And the 1998 Second Division playoff final at Wembley is underway. And here is Ian Clarkson, one of the survivors from Northampton's victory last year. Northampton do have this uncompromising style, and they are expected to really go for it in the opening exchanges. Here's Gallimore, a man who's become a father this week, looking for a double celebration. His other half gave birth to a baby boy. And Andy Woodman, who produced a splendid save in the early stages of last season's match from Carl Heggs, who this season is a teammate of his. He's looking for Freestone with a kick, headed away by Groves, but this is Clarkson. Looking for Pear with a cross. In comes Frayne. And Heggs here will put pressure on Gallimore, and it's gone behind for the goal kick. And Grimsby's goalkeeper, Aidan Davison, really does have a remarkable record this season. He's played in 62 matches and kept clean sheets in 30 of them.
Great atmosphere here, Rob, isn't it?
Over Nogan's head, won by Hill, that was Groves, this is Lee Nogan. McDermott. This is Donovan. And somehow it managed to get under the boot of Warburton, but Colin Hill was there behind to tidy up.
Yeah, it's going to be a good battle. John Frayne on the left and Kevin Donovan. Donovan can go outside, whips him in, or can come inside on his left foot.
Lever. Leicester. Now Donovan. Burnett. McDermott. This is Paul Groves. Grimsby getting a very hostile reception to their early possession from this massive Northampton support. Jack Leicester. McDermott trying to get the early ball in, but it's cut out by Warburton. This is John Gale. Heggs. Cleared by Handyside. Burnett. Leicester. And Freestone here will give chase against Peter Handyside, who was looking for the back pass.
Right away you can tell Handyside's very aware of Chris Freestone's pace. Was looking, had a good look to see who his goalkeeper was, but was it, you know, he knew the presence of Freestone and he'd be worried about this fella's pace.
Frayne. Came off the head of Dean Pear, who's one of the four former Birmingham players in the lineup. He, Clarkson, Gale and Frayne had all previously won the Leyland Daft Trophy here with Birmingham. Ian Atkins, of course, another ex-St Andrews man, coach there, and we remembered them from those days.
No doubt when the ball's wide on the left, whether it be Heggs or Frayne, watch for Pear, try to get on the far post.
Heggs has been converted by Northampton this season from an orthodox striking role to a position wide on the left.
Like Heggs when he's on the ball, Rob, he's a few tricks, good ability, will try and find the pace of Freestone, a nice through ball. Whereas John Gale, he's the outlet ball. If Northampton are under pressure, they'll knock it up to Big Gailey and expect him to hold it up and wait for support.
Gale, who was actually substituted during last year's playoff final. Jason White, who's since left for Rotherham, came on to take his place. This is Colin Hill to take the free kick. One of 7 free transfer signings in this Northampton lineup. Sampson's header, there's Burnett. Won by Freestone from Donovan. Number 6 is James Hunt. Laid back towards Dean Pear. And although it broke for him, he couldn't get it to Clarkson because Gallimore was there for Grimsby. Frayne. Not getting too much on the header. Leicester in there just unsettling them. This is Smith. Tony Gallimore. Leicester. Smith. Nogan on his own in the box. And they've won the first corner of the game in the 6th minute.
Yes, little fella Dave Smith will always try and go on his left-hand side. Just trying to get the byline, get the ball across. A good even start to this match.
Smith's cross, Groves was trying to reach it. This is Burnett. And cleared by Frayne. 1 or 2 signs of edginess there. Burnett's shot was actually deflected by his own player, Jack Lester, and Frayne not prepared to let it go back to Woodman cleared. Burnett. Grimsby here feel that they have Northampton rattled. McDermott. Burnett this time playing it in, and Groves with the shot.
Yeah, not bad from Burnett there. Good understanding. Groves was a man who got in just on the edge of the box. But it all started with good play from Burnett. Just whipped it in, try to find his central midfield partner. Groves gets the strike away, but that's not going to trouble Woodman. High and wide. A good spell for Grimsby, especially down this right-hand side with McDermott and Burnett linking well.
Donovan. Here's Leicester. Good play from him, teasing Frayne. And he's won it back from Sampson.
Well, he's only a youngster, Jack Lester, but already in this match, 7 minutes gone, he's seen plenty of the ball, backing into centre half, holding it up well, this time getting wide. Selling Frayne a little dummy here, but it's a good challenge from Warburton coming over. And referee Telly Hebron feeling it was a handball there, the right hand striking the ball.
Jack Lester, who was so disappointed at missing out on the Auto Windscreen Shield final through suspension that he didn't even travel with the team. Lever. It's Hunt. Heggs. Burnett, the playmaker, has given it away to Freeston. Clarkson picking out John Gale. Freestone!
Big chance, Rob, big chance. Freestone on his right foot. It just didn't fall for him. And John Gale made a lovely run through the middle, picked out beautifully by Hunt. Just doesn't take it quite correct on the chest. Grimsby have got centre-half back there, and Freestone snatches at it with the right foot. Gale causes a problem with his presence. Grimsby scrambling back, and Freestone, I feel, could have done a little bit better.
Freestone there benefiting from the work of his strike partner John Gale. And when Grimsby conceded the opening goal here in their final of 5 weeks ago, it was the presence of big Steve Fletcher of Bournemouth that unsettled them. Work from Heggs, cut out by McDermott.
Yeah, it's a good front three, I think. Heggs wide on the left. McDermott's going to have to keep an eye on him. He's full of tricks. But the presence, the target man Gale, and the pace of Freestone can cause Grimsby big problems.
Crane having to do a retrieval job after that ball from Chris Freeston.
Well, is he dreaming of last season? That last minute gaffed left foot strike. Can he do it again?
He's scored 2 goals since, as John Frayne, and one of them was another free kick. McDermott.
I think the game is going to plan. I think Grimsby like to knock it about, Rob, down on the deck, whereas Northampton are robust. Every challenge, the firing in there, then get it forward.
Northampton seeking their second successive promotion via the playoffs. Only Notts County have done it before, and they did it at the start of this decade, and they did it with 8 of their players from the previous year. Northampton starting with 7 who played last season.
This is what I worry about Grimsby, Rob. Set pieces.
Sampson in there, so too is Dean Pear, and Freeston here looking to get in behind Gallimore. But Aidan Davison is also worried about Northampton's set pieces. He's been making that patently clear this week.
Yeah, I think Lever and Handyside have got a big job in their hands. Aerial battles. When Northampton send the big boys in there alongside Gale. It's important they don't give silly free kicks anywhere around the box.
Leicester. Donovan. Gallimore. Smith. This is Nogan. Free kick given against Ian Sanson for the challenge on Nogan.
I think it was a fair decision as well. I think Nogan was just spinning Sampson there.
This is Donovan, who's scored in both of the league fixtures against Northampton this season. He's looking for a free kick, but Terry Hilbron waves play on. Sampson, Clarkson. It's Handyside. Hill. Gallimore. Mark Lever.
I think Ian's quite happy that he's Northampton side. When Grimsby have it, okay, just let's get behind the ball in numbers. Let them knock it about, as long as it's not around their 18-yard box.
McDermott there was trying to clear Colin Hill, but Hill, a very experienced player.
I'll tell you what, Robbie just reached it as well, didn't he? There's good movement up front for Grimsby. I do like Nogan and the youngster Leicester. They're moving, good crossover runs.
A hefty old collision there. John Gale offers his apologies.
I'm not sure Wayne Burnett's accepting them either, and Terry Hilbron's not too happy. I think he lands on him pretty hard. Up he goes, you can see that, oh, there's an elbow there, right arm, the old forearm smash in the back of Burnett's head. And I'm afraid you can't get away with that. It amazes me when they can't believe it, you know. He must be joking, ref. You know, that was it was blatant, was it? Forearm smash to the back of the head.
Well, Burnett might be shaken, but not too stirred. Grimsby had a bit of a scare coming into this game when, after the second leg of their playoff semi-final, John McDermott collapsed at the training ground with the effects of delayed concussion.
Oh, but Wayne Burnett, who was just on the receiving end there, he had the flu. The last final was here, you know, the auto windscreen, and scored the winner, so...
Gale again charging in, this time on Gallimore.
Yeah, Gale's fired up, isn't he? Remember last season, last year's playoff, when he was having a go at maybe Christian Edwards in the tunnel, and then was a bit disappointing during the game. Edwards, I thought, played him extremely well. He's certainly fired up this afternoon.
Former Wimbledon player, and in many ways, if Northampton do continue their progress from last season, you wonder if they could start to be the second Wimbledon and go all the way to the Premiership. What they've achieved so far has been done on very limited resources and playing to the strengths of those available.
It's going to be a good battle there, the two number 6s, I think. Burnett for Grimsby and Hunt for Northampton.
Here's Handyside. Gallimore. Cleared by Warburton.
I always think, Rob, you know, playoff finals, first goal is so important.
Logan. Here's Smith. Donovan's in the box.
Good defensive play there from Warburton. Read it, the cutback was coming. Good positional sense.
Handyside. Is he going to line up one? He has! Well, he's only ever scored one goal in his career, but he thought it was worth a pot shot.
Well, honestly, I just felt that Handyside said, watch the time he's got here. Peer goes to him, then he's looking for Hunt to come and close. They don't close. Handy says, right, I'll let fly. And that's not too far over. Big centre-half coming forward, can't believe his luck. Let's go with the right foot, and just a whisper over the crossbar.
Well, the only goal that he scored was in a defeat at Tranmere in August of last season. Yet to get off the mark in this campaign.
Very well rated, Handyside, had his fair share of injuries. A few caps, Scotland under 21. Looks as if he's back on song.
Hill. Here's Heggs.
Yeah, Heggs, he's a sort of drifter for Northampton. He's the one who can go, try down the left-hand side, now over on the right flank. These are the free kicks I was talking about, Rob. Unnecessary free kicks, and suddenly Northampton, the cobbler, send in the big boys. The Heggs was going nowhere here, and suddenly a dangerous ball in the box.
Well, Frame's free kick winner here last season was direct, but this time he'll be looking for a direct target. Gale is in there, so too is Heggs, so too is Sampson. Warburton has come forward from the back as well. Taken by Frame.
Good goalkeeping on the 6-yard line. Aidan Davison, okay, we're in trouble, I'll get us out of it. A little bit close to the keeper from Frame, but good goalie, coming in amongst bodies.
Burnett. There's McDermott. And it's slipped through here, chance for Donovan! One-on-one with the goalkeeper, and he's done it! For the third time this season, Kevin Donovan scores against Northampton, but not on a stage previously as big as this. Woodman is beaten, and Grimsby draw first blood.
Well, how does Donovan get in here? Look how he drifts in. Takes his time, bit of experience, and slots it in past Andy Woodman. What a start for Grimsby. Just comes in off the right wing, suddenly finds himself inside left position and tucks away with the right foot. A shell-shocked Northampton defence, Woodman on the ground, scrambling, can do nothing, and the favourites go one up. Good experience from Donovan, his third goal against Northampton, and his side go one up. Alan Buckley, get in there, my man's done it again.
Well, Alan Buckley was a spectator here when Kevin Donovan scored for West Brom in the 3-0 playoff victory over Port Vale. He later went on to manage him at West Brom, took him with him from the Hawthorns to Blundell Park, and what a wise decision that looks now. He's their top scorer this season, that's his 21st, but has it given them the key to the door of the First Division?
Well, I think he just took up a fantastic position, no one was picking him up. Samson and Hill were over that side, they couldn't believe it, suddenly Donovan gets clean through on goal. That's what we wanted, Rob, an early goal. Now Northampton have to come out.
Nogan. And Northampton, who came into this game intending to ruffle a few feathers, have had their own ruffled now by Kevin Donovan.
I think the ball might have initially been Ian Axon saying, come on, we've got to watch our runners. The ball, I think, initially was meant for the youngster Leicester. But when it fell in behind them, didn't Donovan seize a chance?
Here's Leicester, Burnett up to his right. I was just thinking back to this divisional final a year ago when it was Crewe against Brentford, and Sean Smith scored for the third time against Brentford in that season, and that goal was enough to win at Wembley.
Yes, fantastic start for Grimsby. Look at this, incredible. Grimsby with the possession. You know, like to play the ball to feet, whereas Northampton maybe a little bit direct.
Slipped on by Freestone. Can Heggs get in here? Cleared by Handyside. And Gallimore thought he prevented the corner, and he has. Pear. Clarkson's attempted cross.
I think there's been good movement up front for Grimsby, I really do. I think Nogan and the little fella Leicester, good intercrossing. Northampton have to pass on. If you can't go with a runner, pass on. And how Donovan sneaked in there, I'll never know. It's the first time he's really ventured away from the right flank. Now Northampton look to Freestone. Come on, give us your pace and movement.
Freestone the target. Clarkson. Cleared by Gallimore. Only to Clarkson though. Plenty of players in the box for him. But he can't clear Wayne Burnett. This is Pear. Releasing Freestone.
Another set piece that Grimsby have to defend against. Pear's been seeing a lot of the ball, picking up loose passes. You give Freestone a lot to do there, but he gained the corner, and once again, Frayne with a left foot with pace on it. We'll put it in this Grimsby box. Oh, is that obstruction or what, referee?
Level on corners, but can they cancel out the opening goal from Donovan with Frayne's corner kick? Davison has prepared himself well for the onslaught.
Well, I don't think Ian Atkins will be too happy with that corner. You know, when you're putting people on the line and the near post, and then he just clutches it easily, the goalkeeper.
And straight from the clearance, Leicester's through!
Clear tugging there, there's no doubt about it. Leicester, maybe young, tugging away, no doubt in my mind at James Hurt's shot. Hunt was getting back there in command, but Leicester was putting him under pressure with his pace. But the youngster couldn't get there. Watch this, look, pull, 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 and a clear free kick. Referee Teller, he'll run right up with play, automatically pointing. Not a bad ref, this guy, Rob. Keeps telling me off for pronouncing his surname wrong.
But it is Heilbronn. Colin Hill looking here for Freestone. Hand aside with a header away. Freestone. Looking for Gale in the box. Gale climbs over Lever.
Higgs has got to get alongside. When the ball's right hand side, Higgs must get close to this fella. If he gets a little nod down or a touch, Carl Higgs can get on the end of it. Higgs.
McDermott. Header clear by Hill. Sampson steered it neatly away from Smith. This is Clarkson. Freestone looking for the free kick and getting it.
Yeah, I thought Gallimore was a wee bit unlucky there. It was a sort of short ball in the feet of Freestone. I think he was entitled to go for that ball. Maybe again just from behind. Once again another free kick, Rob.
And this time it's Clarkson overseeing it. Warburton up for it. And side trying to clear. Back in from Hunt. That was Higgs. Freestone going for the spectacular.
Atkins is certainly working hard at these free kicks. Look at Warburton, Sampson and Gale. They were all at the far post and then they split. And Grimsby are going to have to deal with this all afternoon. Freestone trying the spectacular, but that doesn't worry Davison.
Here's Leicester. Blocked initially by Warburton, and Northampton had enough men back.
And Leicester's looked lively up there. He's obviously disappointed, Rob, to miss out on the auto windscreen, but he's electric this afternoon.
Higgs.
Wow, I think that's what you call playing for a foul. Higgs has got a bit of skill down the left-hand side, but McDermott and plenty of Grimsby players doubling up on this fella. Look, just gets a touch on it, but he's going nowhere.
Here's Crane. And Bennett's clearance goes behind for the corner.
There's pressure from set pieces. And once again, look at the players, Northampton players heading for the goal line. Pear's in there, Big John Gale's in there. It really is a nightmare for Aidan Davison.
Higgs is also there inside the 6-yard box just to add to the confusion. Warburton, the target, got it down. Freestone looking to turn.
Yeah, what they're doing is, Rob, as you're right, they're packing the goal line, and Warburton and Sampson, they're the two players who split at the far post. Once again, the captain wins the ball, but there's a couple of Grimsby players. In fact, there's no doubt about it, Freestone had another half chance there.
That's his third attempt. Tried to repeat Dennis Stewart's famous overhead kick goal here in the League Cup final earlier.
He just lost his footing at the vital moment there.
Here's Jack Leicester. McDermott. Grimsby have done well to withstand the pressure that they faced since going a goal up through Kevin Donovan. But there'll be no let-up from a very spirited Northampton side. They concentrate a lot in their preparation on positive thinking. And ever since they reached this playoff final, their dressing room walls at the Sixfield Stadium have been plastered with the grounds of First Division clubs. And dummy newspaper headlines celebrating a Wembley victory here to try and get the players in the right sort of positive frame of mind. Pear.
Since Grimsby have got this opener, Rob, they're really sitting back now. I'm not sure that's a wise ploy. Northampton growing in confidence now.
Ian Atkins, a deep thinker about the game.
I don't know why they're shouting. No one can understand him with that deep Brummie accent. The players look at him shaking their heads. He'd be disappointed with the start, but he'd be much more happier now. I think his midfield are now beginning to get on top.
Hunt. Here's Gale. And the free kick given against him. Gale already shown the yellow card, remember.
Yeah, he's got to be careful. I don't know if it was a bit of handball there. He's such a big fella, isn't he? Just sticks out his arm there, but then... I don't know. Lever goes to the ground. Referee says free kick. Maybe a little bit unlucky.
Terry Hilbron said before the game that his intention was to let it flow, and he's doing that wherever possible.
That's the Grimsby fans you can hear now. Outnumbered 2-1 easily, but noisy enough. This is the area I think Grimsby are going to lose it, Rob. Central midfield.
Clarkson looking to release Freestone, and hesitation behind Handyside, who really had to do his job there because Davison had come off his line.
Yeah, I just feel if Freestone had somehow wriggled clear and got an early one, and watch the goalkeeper coming here. Handyside's back there waiting for a call, and if somehow Freestone could have hooked it in, there was Northampton players in the box, Gale and Higgs.
And again, Freestone goes into that packed compartment in the 6-yard box. Hunt, Warburton, Sampson all waiting at the edge of the area. It's curled in though, and again it's easy pickings for the goalkeeper.
Well, Davison just seems to be able to pick his spot, and John Frayne has really got to use the ball better. He's got his two big centre-halves at the far post, or if he's going to put it near post, it's got to be away from the goalkeeper.
Well, Warburton has gone down after an injury in the centre circle. Great ball from Burnett. Precision for Donovan. Combining with Leicester, or attempting to.
Yeah, the touch wasn't there, but every time this fella Kevin Donovan gets on the ball, he is such a threat. Lovely, comes inside, just runs at the two centre-halves. But how did he find himself in this position here? The ball's aimed at Leicester, he lets it run, and suddenly Donovan on it in a flash. The goalkeeper decides the right way, but Donovan's experience, he doesn't rush this. He takes his time, he throws a dummy, and really Andy Woodman stays on his feet as long as possible, and that's the opener.
Well, Kevin Donovan scored for West Brom against Port Vale. They were actually making a return to Wembley, having won the equivalent of what is now the Auto Windscreen Shield. And if Donovan's goal from his one attempt is enough to secure the victory for Grimsby, they'll be the first team to win that trophy and then return and win the playoff final in the same season. Frayne's kick. Gale's presence again unsettling Grimsby as Hunt. This is Heggs. He's managed to win it from McDermott, but the cross goes to Groves. Freestone in quickly though. That's Donovan. Challenge late by Frayne.
Yeah, Donovan quickly to his feet though, saying, all right, ref, all right, I know it was late. I think John Frayne, well, I was going to say he might escape with just a bit of a rollicking from the ref, but unlucky. There's no doubt it was late. Donovan's on his feet, back on the halfway line, no problem, but it's the lunge and the late challenge merits a yellow card.
Warburton, Heggs.
The problem Heggs has got here, McDermott's very close to him, McDermott's pacey, and he has to beat him with skill rather than pace. McDermott's quite happy leaving the ball to Heggs, as long as he's got his back towards the Grimsby goal, no problems. When he's facing up, using his tricks, could trouble McDermott.
Burnett. Here's Groves. And it struck him and come to Smith. Second bite at the cherry perhaps for Smith. Gallimore.
That was a wasted opportunity, Rob, wasn't it? Smith had all the time in the world there to put the ball in the box.
Peter hand aside. McDermott. Hand aside, McDermott, Lever and Leicester have all come through Grimsby's youth scheme. McDermott and Lever established regulars now. Were at the club in Alan Buckley's first spell when they went on to 2 promotions. Here's Nogan, hooking it back towards Groves.
There was a good shout from Groves there. Just alarming there, 3 centre-halves, ball watching for Northampton. Again, good movement up front with Leicester and Nogan. It's all right having 3 against 2, but you must pass on, you must talk.
Won by Gale from Gallimore. Freestone. And this is Hex. Northampton being urged on with just over 10 minutes of the first half to go.
Randy says having a good match for Grimsby.
Hunt. This is Brain. Cross from Hex is in towards John Gale.
Gale beating Lever there, but couldn't direct it down to one of his players.
Hunt going down right on the edge of the box.
Well, obstruction, I think, is a shout here. And this is danger for Grimsby. Just a yard inside the box. It's just locked. Gale again's presence there. Hunt goes in, certainly impeded by Lever. And this could just be John Frayne with his left peg. It's a perfect angle for a left footer.
Frayne has to be the favourite for a strike here, or Hunt there to touch it to him.
Will he place it, Rob, or is it power? I fancy power.
Will he go straight for the target and hope for a deflection en route?
Look at the pushing going on in that wall. Freestone's getting pushed, but no doubt you can't back in.
Surely it's going to be lined up for John Frayne. It is, and it's cleared by the wall. I was just thinking, with all the pushing going on, though, that when he scored from a free kick last year, it had to be retaken because of encroachment, and there was plenty of movement in that wall.
It's Sampson to his left, you know. I just wonder if they're going to play at the big centre-half.
Warburton goes for Clarkson's throw. Played back in by Clarkson. Freestone looking to get in. Pear driven back across. The outstretched boot of Warburton just couldn't make contact.
Yeah, once again the ball in the danger area, but McDermott made a great challenge there for Grimsby with a little full-back. Just lobbed in. Look at McDermott in amongst the bodies there, getting his head to the ball. Eventually coming out, the big fella on the left foot, trying to strike him well wide. But good pressure for Northampton, but Grimsby are defending well, especially this little fella McDermott.
Well, the playoff weekend reaches its climax tomorrow at 2 o'clock on Sky Sports 2 with the First Division playoff final and a place in the Premiership at stake for either Charlton or Sunderland. Make sure you're with us from 2.
Lever having a good battle again there with Gale. Northampton fans felt maybe a free kick, but this fella's happy, isn't he, Donovan? Three goals, I should say, in 3 games against Northampton.
One goal has been enough to win the playoff finals the last 4 times that they've taken place. including Friday's victory for Colchester over Torquay. Is Donovan's goal going to be enough for Grimsby?
Good play from Handysides again. Good football in centre-half, this fella.
Here's Donovan. Northampton squeezing up, looking for the offside, which was why Leicester was forced to come so deep.
And Grimsby are playing this spot on, Rob, defending well, getting back in numbers, but going forward they are so dangerous.
Burnett. Donovan. Heggs. Foul by Donovan.
Yeah, he's a little bit. I think Terry Hilbrand's right there. No yellow card for me, but Heggs is a little bit slow getting his legs going, getting away from people. There's no doubt the challenge from behind and Donovan catches him. I'd like to see him move with the ball quicker.
Here. Prieston managed to stay onside.
Good header again though from Lever. Lever knows he's got to battle Big John Gale and he's doing really well.
Groves. Here's Heggs. Frayne. And decides clearance only going to Hunt. And that's cleared by Smith.
Very, very tight in that central area, all right through down the central channel. Northampton coming back into it, I think, with possession-wise. But Grimsby still with the upper hand, and obviously that Donovan goal.
The recurring theme in the build-up to this match was the clash in styles, and at the moment Grimsby coping admirably with Northampton's style. So far, Northampton been the danger that we might have expected them to be from their set pieces.
I think Lever and Handyside have defended tremendously well. Plus, some of the balls in, especially from Frayne, have gone straight into Aidan Davison's hands. Northampton fans way behind Andy Woodman's goal there in the distance. A bit quiet at the moment.
Leicester. Here's Nogan, who once scored the opening goal in a playoff final and yet still finished on the losing side with Reading to Bolton. This is Donovan. Leicester. Donovan's made another good run forward, although he has been tracked by Frayne. McDermott. Lever.
Yeah, they're keeping the ball well, aren't they, Grimsby? And Donovan, the movement up front, Rob, I'm talking about. Donovan, you know, he's got good movement. Look, one comes short and then threads it into the second striker. That's good play for me. There's two strikers against three centre-halves, and yet they're still getting the ball to feet.
Long clearance from Warburton. And again, Prieston handled comfortably by Peter Handyside. Here's Heggs. Northampton perhaps scenting an equaliser before half-time.
Yeah, a little bit too high. Again, Davison comes out. Heggs quickly on the right foot getting in, but good goalkeeping once again.
And a little bit of confusion there between Sampson and Woodman.
Well, I don't know what Sampson's thinking about there, because the ball bounces high. All he's got to do is just nod it back to his goalkeeper. Just there, but he lets it run, and all of a sudden he's in danger. Leicester on it in a flash.
Grimsby's 68th match of the season. A season that's been full of adventures for them, including cup defeats at Ellen Road and Anfield, but some pretty distinguished scalps along the way. They knocked Sheffield Wednesday and Leicester out of the Coca-Cola Cup and Norwich out of the FA Cup, but this is the most important game of them all. And they're leading through Kevin Donovan's goal.
Definitely right, Rob. You know, apart from the good footballing side, they are gritty, determined. After the auto windscreen, they went right up to Carlisle and won an important league game. So it's a nice blend, nice mixture that Alan Buckley's side have.
Gallimore. His handy side. Headed down was by Paul Groves. Heggs for Northampton. Well, Alan Buckley was soured by his experience at West Brom, where he was dismissed after just 18 months in charge, but will he be leading Grimsby to the Hawthorns next season in the First Division?
Yeah, that was seeming like 10 years ago now. He likes Wembley, Alan Buckley.
Leicester. And it's come off Colin Hill for the corner.
I think Ian Atkins will be disappointed with his three centre-halves, Rob. They've had too much freedom, the likes of Leicester and Nogan. You know, they're making quality runs and they're getting the ball to feet, but really the three centre-halves have to make their minds up. Two mark, one sweep, get closer.
Has to be 2 minutes of stoppage time in this first half. And Kevin Donovan to take the corner. Here's McDermott. Groves up with a header.
Yeah, he keeps sneaking in there, doesn't he, Groves? He's a holding player, gets through a lot of work in the central midfield, but when it's wide, Paul Groves gets in there. Ball to the far post, McDermott, and can't direct it down to one of his players.
Paul Groves, whose first Wembley appearance here was with Burton Albion back in the 1987 FA Trophy final, and the Northampton goalkeeper, Andy Woodman, was actually a ball boy here that day. Frayne. There's Groves looking for Smith.
I think they might look for a little bit more from Dave Smith second half. He has got pace, good left foot. I haven't seen too much of him. He's done well though getting back defensively, but when he's had a chance to, you know, get the ball in quickly on the left foot, let him down a little bit.